G'day everyone, welcome along. Welcome to Steelhorse Station. Hiya Mark, great to have you back. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. We are, as you can see, heading to Vintage Oaks, as is becoming usual for our streams. So let's just jump right in. I've just got it to the starting point. So, still on holiday. Well, there you go. In the south of France or back in the UK? Sorry, not the south of France. You were in the north channel-y sort of France, weren't you? French coast. Ah. I see. Well, it's good to see you all the same. Now, we have a few changes since you were here last week. I think you're the only one watching so far, but I'll recap for people. So last week we dealt, on Monday we dealt with the bank, which was the beginning of the month as required. And so what that's seen is the creation of a cooperative between all of the siblings except Paul, and they've got their original loans plus some extras that they entered into before they incorporated, which means they were able to pay off Paul's debt and package him off to rehab for a bit. But it means they've got a pretty hefty bill. Jason, welcome. Good to see you, sir. So there's a few loans to service. One of the potentially helpful things, you'll see there's a whole bunch of different interest rates. So they can, as they go, tackle the higher interest rates, and that'll start to work on the monthly repayment. And if we look at the state of the holdings, so we've now got 3 sets of holdings. There's still the piece of the farm itself to get rid of up here, which we'll probably do during the stream today. We've got a little bit of equipment to move out of there, and we've stayed in multiplayer mode, but as I mentioned, if you saw the stream earlier in the week, by putting all of the farms into a single entity, I think I can get rid of some of the weird things that I was seeing trying to work cooperation between the farms. Good day, John. Welcome along, sir. So the main operation is Strawberry Fields Agricultural, SFA. Paul's proposition, well, each of the kids have maintained their own identity, but there's no farms associated. Harold and Ma have still got a house, and Grimmer Farm is still there. We did get all their spuds in. Now, one of the things that we need to do, and I've done one load, is we need to feed Penny's cows. So this is as good a way as any to do it, I've found. So if we drop 2 of those in there and then trundle across to the silage, we can fill this up with silage if we're get pretty organized. Yes, you will. And lo and behold, we've got a trailer full of TMR. So that works quite nicely. I've left that trailer in a deliberately awkward spot. So that's the trailer off Ringo's prime mover that we were having trouble with at the potatoes. I've sent the prime mover up to Paul's place to pick up another trailer from there, and one of the things we'll try and establish is it the prime mover that was causing the problem or the trailer? I suspect it's the prime mover mod. I have a theory, but we'll wait and see how that plays out. How's everybody's week been? I see there's a couple of people wandered in. It's great to have you all in. The weather is a bit better. We will get through a few game days, I'm hoping, today, because most of the chores that we've got to progress we can't do much with at this time of the year. So there's kind of a limit to what we can do, but we can feed cows. So what's it looking like there? Well, this load will go pretty close to filling it. The main thing I'm just going for is having enough food in the cows so that, yeah, there we go. When we roll forward, and they've got plenty of hay, right? When we roll forward, that we don't run out of feed. So that's the plan. Excellent, John. Were there any questions? Did it all make sense to you? We do need to do some work with the pigs. We've got enough food for them at the minute. Just might get a bit low, but we need to get the pig food factory sorted and producing pig food. That'll fix that up for us. So what we might do is leave that there for now. Well, it's always good to get that piece of feedback, John, because you never know when you're sitting here. It all made sense in my head. Whether it came out all right in the stream was always going to be a bit of a challenge. Oh, I did mention, I'll show you on the other one. So for anybody that's interested, these sheds standard on the map are fine. They just happen to, the default level that they load is just a bit low for lots of pieces of equipment attached to tractors. And so what I discovered was that if you go into your save game for the placeables for the individual shed, you can just increase the Y coordinate in the save game file, and that will, the shed is sufficiently well constructed and designed that it can tolerate a 0.5 meter increase in height, which makes the entrance wider but doesn't change anything else on the map. So if that's something people are interested in, I'll go to the other farm and I'll show you now that you've seen it there. I changed the one on, no, not there. Let's go to the right spot. Will work much better. I can click on the thing that I can visit. So I changed this one. I know you probably can't tell having jumped across, but I can assure you I wasn't able to back the mowers in there before I did that change. So I just found that's useful. So no GE involved. It's literally just finding the correct entry for the shed placeable in the save game placeables file, and then increasing the Y coordinate by 0.5, and the job is done. You have to not be in the game. You don't want to be editing it while the game's running, but that's all it should take. Now, the other thing, I've started to move some of the equipment around. So Paul's got an older baler, but given that he's got some grass floating around here, I figured he could make use of John could make use of Paul's newer continuous baler. And the rationale here is we might make square bales for silage on the occasions that it's required and for straw, and just use the round bales for hay, because that round bale size, the 150 bale size, is actually a more convenient volume for the Penny's feed mixer. So we'll go and do that. Let's head down here. So a couple of things going on down here. So I had a bit of a discovery, which can't believe I didn't notice earlier. So having now produced a little bit of sugar, in the version of the Brisco's map that I've got, there's actually nowhere to sell sugar. Now, as I understand it, he has fixed it in one of his updates. So I'll investigate how easy it is. I certainly can't take an updated map now. But I decided I didn't mind the look of this building, and it looked a bit 60s, 70s British if you sort of squint at it. I remember from London that was a pretty popular style. So I bought the this is an EU factory for whatchamacallit, milk, chocolate, and cheese, butter, cheese and chocolate, which is a place, well, it's got many purposes, but for the moment it will allow us to convert our sugar into something. However, we then run into the next problem, I suspect, in that we probably don't have a sell point for chocolate. Let's have a look. Try that one. Yeah, no sell point yet. So the obvious solution at that, before Mark leaps out of his beachside lounge, is we can put the dessert factory in down here as well and make some desserts. And that was part of my rationale. I thought that might actually go alongside when we've got a little bit more cash. The family could probably drop the dessert factory in somewhere like, where are we? Premium dessert factory. Maybe not right next door, but we can probably find a location that is somewhat sympathetic. There's plenty of space down here. Oh, it's the same building. We could put a pair of buildings. How can that happen? What an amazing coincidence. But we'll find somewhere for the dessert factory. I think it might be better to put it up here even. Might put it on that orientation. Just sort of slot him in at some point. But for the moment, we've got to make sure we keep enough cash to be able to handle the cash flow until we get into a time of year we can make some more product. Now, so that's what's happening down here. The sugar factory itself is performing fine. We're storing sugar beet in these. So these have a fair amount of sugar beet in them. And then I'm just transferring it as cut sugar beet into our factory, which I did end up dropping some that was an example of one of the issues. So running some of the workers from some of the fields while I was harvesting, they would they wouldn't drop cut sugar beet in here. They'd switch it back to regular sugar beet. So that's how we've ended up with both. But there's plenty of sugar beet, bottom line, to keep the factory running for some time. And I have done a little bit of manipulation to get a better or more reasonable monthly output that means that over the course of the year we'll go through a reasonable volume. So that's where we're up to down here. We have got 10,000 litres of sugar there, 10,000 litres of sugar there, and we're spawning correctly in the shed now, which is good. Had a couple of little challenges which I have corrected. So that's where George's operation is up to. We have just sort of taking some, this is it, running inventories as much for my own benefit as anything else. So we've now got a grass cover crop in all of George's, the 3 of George's fields. We created a new field over the back on the hillside here. We've got grass in sort of the 2 meadows that John wasn't using. The one at the back beside the churchyard, and then we've put a grass cover crop in. So again, the basic idea here is let's get organised, make a heap of silage at the beginning of spring, which will then provide the cash to start to dig out of the challenge we find ourselves. And Penny's place has 4 fields now, which will keep her cows progressing nicely. So that's the plan. If we head up to Paul's place, because this is the next order of business, there's the prime mover that I talked about. So we've picked up the trailer from here, and what we're going to do is head back to John's yard, load it up with corn and get that down to the pig factory, and we'll see how this load performs. So let's go to John's yard. Yeah, go to John's yard at the bottom because that's where the corn is. Are you thinking about it a lot? Yes, that seems to be the case. What we got here? We've got a telehandler and some equipment we need to move. What can we pick up over there? That looks like a promising choice. Basically, we need to get all the equipment out of here before we log it. You should be able to tow that all right. You can. And you should be able to take the bucket. Or not. Okay. Well, that's a front end loader bucket. Good to know. This one might be a telehandler bucket, is it? Yes, it is. That's the one we want. Lift you up. Guessing you've never been on auto drive. That was a good guess. Turn you off. Oh, you're full of silage. Who would have thunk it? There's a whole heap of straw in there too that we might want to come and unload. You should go to Ringo's, I reckon. Octopus's garden. Pretty sure Ringo doesn't have a telehandler. So we've got straw and a couple of bits. Yeah, there are a couple of odd bales there. We'll send the trailer back, see if we can pick up all of those. What's this shed got in it? A deer. A piece of the original sugar beet trailed kit. Not too important. That's a bit more useful. Penny needs a flurry spreader. That might do perfectly. And her grass fields all need fertilizing. Don't think there's anything in here. Nope. Right. So there's not much there. I have moved a couple of things. So we need a tractor from Penny's that's big enough to... The fast track will probably do that we had on the... Wherever I... Oh, actually, we could send the Genesis up. That'd be even better. Now that we're all on the same field. Need the... So why don't you... head up the top. And go to... Oops, full on the hill. Probably can't get in because the main gate's still locked by the bank. So let's go to Paul's car park. And how's the truck going? 3 minutes till he gets back. Paul didn't do any harvesting, so I'm pretty sure, fairly confident, all the wheat is at that. So Keys silo is John's place. Oops. Yeah, Keys. Oaks, Cantley and Collinson. They might be the same place. Kind of curious that they've got two values. But I'm pretty sure that's where that's Ringo's. There's no sugar beet up there for sure. Hay, straw, none of those. No, it's a good question, John, but looks like we're clear. So let's go back. Ah, excellent. Thank you. Helpful to know. Now, we want to be down the bottom. Come on, give me an option to... Let me go there. Pick a vehicle. Okay, I'll do it that way. Right. So... there's a heap of... I've been emptying out. So when we harvested John's sugar beet field, we just dropped them all in the shed there. So I've been moving these progressively down to the main silo at the factory. So the whole beet store, you can go and do that. Yes. And then you'll get stuck because this truck will be in the way. So we'll move you out of the way. Let's drop you over there. A bit dark when you get into the shade, isn't it? I suppose we are late afternoon. Just wanted to get one load of corn done. Let's just pull you forward. Just we'll have to move the auger. Drive you round. Okay. Now. I don't want you to have any product in you. There's no easy way to clear. Will it clear if I fold it? Folding is not allowed with the tool attached. Right, okay. Oh, out you come. And put you in the beet machine. It's the most sensible location. There you go. Right. Back out of there. Although backward is a relative direction for this machine. I'm guessing I'm going backwards at the minute, actually. Where'd you go? Right. Let's... Can I unload you on the floor? I can. Stop unloading. Good, good. We'll crawl over there slowly. How's everybody's week going? You doing anything interesting? Is the weather being kind to you on holidays, Mark? We've had amazing weather. We've just had the earliest 4 days in a row over 20 degrees in August since records began. Needless to say, that's not normal for Melbourne at this time of the year. Pretty typical spring weather, but not mid-August. It's ski fields aren't a real fan. Now, you need to... Yeah. That'll do. Now, with any luck, we can get some corn into this trailer. It's just... steering lock on this trailer is hideous. It will be easier. That'll work. How long before you run out of corn? Ah. Is that 9th of... I'll have to wait till it scrolls up, John. I'm not sure when that says it's hiding behind an icon. What are we doing? I'm guessing we're about to run out of... Oh, go away. It's better. Exactly. Yes. Sunday at 9:30. Right. Well, I hope it goes well, John, and gives you the results that you that will be helpful. I had a scan on one ankle and both knees last week, so I should find out next week whether they reveal any mysteries. It's a little slow. 20,000. We're getting there. Well, what we'll do with the other truck is take a load of wheat down, and then we just got to get canola. We've at least got enough trailers and things. We can definitely consolidate some of this a little, I think. So we want to send to Big Food Factory unload. In fact, what we'd like you to do is just deliver. Please turn. No, not quite. I shouldn't laugh, but that does sound funny. Yeah, hay fever season is commencing here. I'm waiting for it to strike in earnest. But in the meantime, enjoying the last couple of days, particularly 2 days ago, just gorgeous. Now, let's see here. What have you got in there? Wheat. Let's take some wheat. Truckload. It fills a bit faster. Probably somewhat unrealistic for 25 cubic meters in a farm shed, but never mind. Now we want you to deliver to the pig food factory also. I have no idea if you can get out. No, you can't. Okay, thank you for checking. You should be able to get out from over here though. There we go. Good. So now we can go back up. And his tractor should be full on the hill. Oh, there's a piece of equipment over there. What's that? That looks like the header trailer for something. Probably for Ringo, the harvester that Ringo's got. We'll send a vehicle over to get that in a minute. Yeah. Let's see here. We got a tractor sitting out the front. We do not. Where has the New Holland gone? The Genesis has gone and got stuck somewhere. Taken a route that I didn't expect. Ah, met in the middle. Oh, that was uncalled for. Just a little bit of there wasn't much in that. Okay, let's head back down. Did our truck make it down here? Got more forklift capacity than the early settlers. Probably don't need all of that right at the minute. I did use the train. That was the other thought that I had in terms of selling sugar. I couldn't remember whether there's a flat car on the train. Doesn't tell me without seeing it. But I was wondering if we could put our own in keeping and just making a minor modification. I don't know, haven't looked closely at the rail setup, but whether there's a spur line we could drop in. It's more likely to be up this way, isn't it? If there is one. or if we could create one and put a rail sell point somewhere along here. Not easily is looking the answer. Oh, maybe here. What do we got? A little bit of space. We could potentially... I reckon with a little bit of creative license, we could create a... I'll have to go looking for the materials, but I reckon I could create a... because we're not going to use it as a train. It just needs to be a yard that you can drop produce to sell, and that would be a good bulk facility. You could make it easily sort of blended in with what's down here. So I might give that a go. What do people think? And that would then complement. I'll still try and add the sell points that Sim Brisco's put in, but looking very quickly at, I only just finished downloading that most recent version of the map, and it looks like at least one of the things that he's done is to turn the two pubs, one of which is here and one of which is... I've forgotten where it is. I've forgotten where the second pub is. Over here somewhere. I think he's put sell points for a slightly more products into the car park of the pub, or as part of the pub, which makes perfect sense. Can I get to that area with a vehicle? Let's have a look. Yes, I can, because where we were looking at was just along here, and I own this field. So yeah, I reckon we can make a roadway that comes from our estate, the industrial estate on our side of the tracks. Let's go and just have a look. Does the regular... Because that's the other thing, of course, is if there's a flat car on the train, although it would be more annoying to load. Yeah, there is a flat car on the train. The Armco is really easy to modify. It's all... I've got to do it in GE, but it's all... at least I think I've got to do it in GE. Yeah, I got to do... The Armco's all in GE as individual sections. So that's quite easy to fix, so that, you know, we'll just move some of this real estate around a little bit to make an unloading station here, I think, and it'll work beautifully. And it's not out of keeping with what's already in this part of the map, so I think I can make it work. It can be a project for the next week or so. Now, where are our vehicles got to? I don't see trucks, and I should have seen trucks by now. Why can I not see? Good question, he says. Where have the trucks gone? Brent is 6 to... here we go. This will be part of the problem. Everybody's the traffic jam. They picked roads that I didn't expect them to take. So let's move you out of the way. They were close. Now, can they resolve themselves from there? Yep. Good, good. So you're tipping in exactly where you should be. As are you. So that'll give us pig food. We're going to have corn, wheat. We just need to get some canola down and we'll be able to start producing, producing pig food. Now, interestingly, he looks like he behaved much better with that trailer on. You can go back to its top yard. Oops. Wrong truck for that drop off. Would have been a fun ride. Oh, you're now wedged on the building, are you? No. Let's try and pull you out of there. Got it. Right. So you can go back to the top yard as well. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That'll work. That'll work. So let's go to Ringo's and roll the day forward so we don't have to put up with the dark. Because we'll be able to bring the canola down first thing in the morning. Let's see what the damage is. Overnight. Youch. Plenty is the short answer. When you have a bunch of loans, you pay a bunch of interest. So we will need some cash in this month. That's what we learned there. That's okay. We do have some silage we can sell. Penny's cows won't need it all. In fact, we run over here. What's the milk situation? And it's a bit better. We got plenty of milk. So we'll actually drive you, because I don't think I've got a drop point set up for the new factory, for the new dairy. So you can just drive straight down to George's yard. Be as good as any. And then if we jump across here, we should get a truck back here in a minute. If we can find it. I don't understand why sometimes they show and sometimes they don't. But there should be two trucks somewhere in this. Oh, there's one. They're taking that route up there. The problem is this road's narrow and windy, and I think I've only got a one-way section on it, so that the trucks are tending to go round the long loop. Why they're taking a while to get back. But what that'll enable us to do, I'm guessing there's no contracts available in January, correct? What's happening with animals? Base food is fine. Base food is fine. Base food is fine. Right, so the pigs are still in good shape. Silage is selling, what's the, silage is selling for a pretty good price. So I think a couple of loads of silage are in our future. As I say, we'll just get some canola. Yeah, there you go. Once you start looking for them, John, they're not hard to find. Particularly after a hard day's night. I did draw the line at adding a dog called Beethoven. I thought that was a step too far. Now, one of the things that actually, what we can do, you have a big tractor down here. Big tractor, big tractor, big tractor. Where is the favorite? How many? In terms of, where are we? Balers, mowers, weeders, sprayers, slurry tanks. This guy needs 250 horses. Which tractor? We have, let's try looking at the tractors we have rather than the tractors that are available. Not quite big enough. We might need to use the 1,000, I think. Yeah. Where did I send? Oh, I sent the class to. Where did I send the class to? That's a very good question. Where is the class? Up at Ringo's farm would be my guess. So that means somewhere around here there should be the big fence. The other thing I did, you might have noticed, I put a couple of gates up here, made it much easier to do those grass fields. Aha. One big... No, that's the Voltra. Where's the big vent? There is the big vent. What are you doing? Good job. It looks like there was a stack outside the farm. Take you off there. I'll easily get you in there with all the equipment. Oh, probably not with this darn. There we go. Drive it out of that. Put that in. Come on. Get the background. You close enough? Nope. Take canola. While the canola's driving down there, no. While the canola's driving down there, we'll attempt to locate our big fence. Show on the map. Where are you? I do not see you. You're probably right, John. That's suggesting that it's over here. There. It's on the okay. That's where the big fence is. But we don't need to move anymore. Sugar beet, so you can just come off there and drive back. To John's yard. We can deliver the milk. That'll get that job done. You can get some cheese and butter underway. Now, have we got a where is that? It looks like it's right there. Let's just set up a delivery point while we're here. And zooming him in before the turning circle. And we'll keep him out of the spawn, hopefully. This is milk drop south dairy. Okay, and we can unload the milk. Looks like our canola has made it this time. Excellent. Let's move that a little bit around. You can go back and park in Penny's. Now, if we have a look at our productions, pig food, we should have corn, wheat, canola, and sugar beets. So activate. We don't want to be spawning. Maybe we do want to be spawning. Okay, it's just store. Where is it gonna? Surely spawn means store here. I hope. And we might leave the truck here because we'll have a load to take back at some point. When we roll over the day, I would hope. But that's going to be very helpful. Now, butter, we can make cheese, we can make, and chocolate, we can make. Good, good. I think we'll run all of those. And we just knowledge. It's too early for butter. We both butter and cheese we can sell at the farmers market. So the other thing I thought about doing, which we can jump up and have a look at, I'd be interested in people's thoughts. If we go up here, so this is quite a big lot that the farmers market is in. Would it be terribly out of place to put, say, where are we? Production, sell points. I was thinking the supermarket potentially. Although that looks a bit cramped if we slid it in there, wouldn't it? It's kind of not the right style. Because the base farmers market is all these added. Pizzeria, that wouldn't help much. What else have we got here? We'll ultimately put Mark's dessert factory sell point down somewhere when we build a dessert factory. There's nothing that just sort of leaps out in terms of sell points. So, never mind. I don't think we'll do that. I'll find another way. Right. We've got those happening. So now, while we're up this way, let's not start that engine. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. $10.50's back, so when we get, we'll roll forward a couple of days. Then we can start spreading some slurry on these grass fields. Why do you not want to connect onto there? There you go. Yeah, there is that. I did and ah about that, John, and that it was kind of thinking, let's try doing this. I seem to recall having trouble when I put that into this shed. I did and ah about doing that And that was what then triggered the thought about maybe it would be more in keeping with the map to do like a bulk sell point at the rail yard. And then I find it a lot easier to get my head around using the sell anything silo to physically go on that, because it, you know, it looks like a container, the sort of thing you'd find in a container yard at a railway drop off. So I get more comfortable with it. What I didn't feel comfortable with, given the work Sim Brisco's put into the map, was just dropping a sell anything silo in the yard of the farmers market, for instance. I was trying to find a sell point that sort of fits with the flow of the map. Rather than necessarily just the fastest solution to my cell problem. So that was my thought process, rightly or wrongly. Now you're going to Penny's lane. Penny's yard would be excellent. And I think we noticed that there was an arrival back here. We can enter that. Oh, I'm at the wrong one. Now we're at the right spot. You're back. Oh, did I send? Maybe I did. I did. For now, you can drop in there. Yes, they are large. I can only imagine what it must be like driving around this area if you do come across a piece of farm equipment. Right, so let's roll forward a day, just because I'm conscious I want to keep us getting on through. Welcome along if you've only just joined us. We're working our way through the winter, trying to get a few of the things organised since we amalgamated the farms last week. Let's go one more day. Oh, let's just check. We haven't run anything out of feed. That's important. Pigs, 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 pigs. They're getting close, but there'll be plenty of pig food there now. And cows. And cows are fine. Right, so we can go one more day comfortably. But if anyone watching's got any questions, please just sing out. Happy to explain anything to do with the map, how we're playing, any mods we're using or not using. Rightio. So that, let's just bump the time forward to 9 o'clock, makes it a bit more civilized and lighter for you folks to be able to see. And then we can go back. Well, actually, it doesn't matter which one. Penny's mixer here. Let's have a look here. No, he hasn't arrived yet. I probably could have looked at the bottom and would have told me, but let's go back to wherever I was down here. We'll go and figure out how we fill this up with get round. So my slurry pit is over in there. Let's just do a little bit of an excursion. You'd think I'd know where the access to my own slurry is, but you would be wrong. I can't remember if this is a really bad idea or not. Okay, that was a creek, not a track. Let's not do that. We don't need to go cross country. Now, I'm tipping this wasn't the way I was supposed to come. I can only imagine, Jason. I must admit, I did notice ploughing out a couple of fields where I wanted to really make sure that it ended up exactly where I wanted it. Ah, is there a trigger to load down here? That might just be decorative, that one. That looks like a slurry point, doesn't it? Or not. It is. Cool. So how big a spread have you set up on Western Wilds, Jason? Oops. It's a bit of a tighter corner than I expected. Ah. Very good. How many blocks have you bought? Because they're all... What do they run at? About 80,000 a block or thereabouts. I really should put some of this stuff away or flog it. Let's see what it thinks the setup here is like. And let's go there. Oops, that's a wider boom than I was anticipating. So turn on the slurry tanker. And I played No Man's Land for a bit, but very early on. Like it was a good place to go from the base maps. Why is that not lorrying? Let's try that. That would be better. Change it, turn it off. Lift, fold. Why is that not working? Oh, this field isn't. No, it's not the implement. It's the fact that I haven't scanned this field. Where are we here? We are on John 1. Yes, right. Now we're cooking. Just got. I knew that tree was going to get me. I think I need to. I can't remember what the setting is to turn off. Simple. Where is it? Platinum, gather some air, commander bale stacking. Better contracts, course play, easy dev, expandable, follow me. Simple inspector, toggle display on and off. That's what I wanted. Alt 9. That's all I was trying to do. That was so long. Are you going to miss again? Oh, you pain. Okay, we'll do it the other way. We'll go back the other direction. 300k is a good start from scratch amount. I quite like starting in what is it? Yeah, it is start from scratch, hard mode, whatever it is. I find the early getting to know a map and planning my story is probably the most fun bit. Scratch. There we go. So this piece of kit will work a treat on the bigger fields. That much is obvious. I mean, it's not working badly here. It's just a little bit awkward if you don't have space. That's topping up a little bit, and that was about a tank, so that works. The other thing I thought, while that's busily folding up, is I know we left the truck down at the pig food factory, but that'll be a real beast to work with. Take you off. I'd prefer... Now, where was the Marsden? The Marsden was up top. A smaller trailer will be a lot easier to maneuver down around the pig farm, or the pig pens. And so, rather than use the big truck down there, let's just move this guy out of the way. Let's get you back in the slot over there. Yes, I must admit, only playing on PC, I haven't had to that restriction of slots. I would imagine it causes you to evaluate your play quite carefully. Now let's go to... You just want to drive there, don't you? That'll do. The long range plan will be ultimately to have some automation with the right vehicle that allows... Oh, actually, why don't we send you up to Paul's. Oh, come on, drive forward. You're not that far off it. Yeah, I can imagine that making quite a big difference. I guess it's the level of detail on the mod that drives the slot count, isn't it? Now we are going back to our slurry. We've just got a couple more things happening. Let's see. Slurry tractor is right there. And are you counting the number of times you perceive me to scratch a vehicle there, John? Right, that makes sense. Let's see. Are all these slurry pens independent, or are they all feeding the same? It's 5,000 there, 700 there, 20,000. Okay, they're all independent by the looks. So you're 12,000. You're not going to have anything in you, are you? Don't worry, I'll just take it personally, John. Right. So we've probably got, if I can, oh, there's a fence. Looking at the wrong. Let's go forwards, would be smarter. So if we're going to make regular use of slurry, we need a storage point closer to the fields that we stage out of here into, I think. Rather than bringing this piece of kit. Yeah, we don't want to be going around there. All the way down in here. That's why we experiment. What would make sense if we had a consolidated output that could link all of these sties together and just take a feed sort of at the bottom of the hill here, but I don't know of a straightforward way to achieve that. That doesn't mean it's not possible, just I haven't given it any thought. You're not in the point. It's better. So that must be pretty close to all the slurry. What's that? Good day. I reckon you'd have a ball on somewhere like this, Jason. Or that one of the maps that Argsy streams on. Now, what's the easiest way into that? Actually, that's not the one I want to do. I want to go and spread over here. Good, good. Aussie Nomads, that's the one. Although last night he was harvesting and building a Lego tractor. Which looked quite intricate. That's what I want. I'm trying to judge how close to the fence that gets. Just doing my head in. Okay, come out that way. The Syrian, that's right. I could not remember the name. All I knew is it was the one that had the tracks, because that's what he spent, at least the portion of the stream that I saw, the most time doing. They looked rather involved. For the most part, I did get to lime these fields before putting grass in, so the yield shouldn't be horrible when we come to cut them. Slow and relaxing. All the stinky actions happening out the back. I do enjoy how generous, whilst I haven't done a lot of field work on here yet. Gee, that didn't last long. We got about half the field done. Okay, well that's all the slurry we've got for the moment from the pigs. I do enjoy how generous Farm Sim Brisco has been with the field boundaries. It makes all the difference when you're doing field work, and they still look great. Now, let's pop you. Might give you a bit of a spray down before we put you away. We might jump over where we left the truck. What am I in? I'm in. So I think I want, can I fill that trailer? Let's just check that first. Yep, you can carry silage, that's fine. So let's send you to Ringo's. And let's fill you up if we get you on that. Oh, that's good to know. I can get that crop out of here if I've put it in. we got left? That means it's already processed. It has. Deactivate, deactivate, deactivate. Yes, I've used... We could do something like that to simulate it, John. That's for sure. Just put a slurry buy point in. G'day, Grant. Welcome in, sir. Hope you are well. We are doing lots of stuff as we try and sort of move through time. We've just got our first load of pig food and just noticed that we have installed, since you were last here, commercial dairy, which is looks like it's produced quite a volume of cheese and butter. Oh, it did spawn pellets. Why didn't it let me? Why is there no mode to store? I might have to do some investigation. There might need to be an XML change so that it'll give me that option. I don't know what I need to adjust. I just know on other productions I've had a storing alternative that I do not appear to have here. Nonetheless, we have plenty of pig food. So we'll send you, whoops, not to there. Send you up to John's yard. How much produce have we got over here? Might need a couple more, what's that? Cheese, it's butter. There's a little bit of chocolate. Where's all the chocolate gone? Oh, there it is, sitting on the top, I assume. Delight's chocolate. Not much. We ran out of milk before we produced much chocolate. So the chocolate must run at a much, relatively speaking, quite a lot slower. 24,000 versus, I need to fix that butter formula to bring it in line. Okay, I've got to do a bit of editing there. But that's all right. We've got some produce to sell, which will deal with us getting into February, which is the main thing we were going for. Let's head up. Oops. Here we should have, right, that looks like a smaller slurry spreader. So where is the slurry point in here? Move. Thank you. Might need another gate over there, I reckon, at some point. Make this a little bit easier to access. As you can see, we're racking up a reasonable supply of manure there, which will no doubt be useful in due course. Let's not back over the manure pile. That would also be a good idea. And now we just track it all the way through the farm, given that the fields we want to spread the slurry on around past Ma and Harold's place. Nope, still not in line with the... It's better. I think what I really need for that is like a slurry silo extension with a that gathers from a big enough area to pick up all of the pig pens, so that it just gives me a single point to load from, and hopefully do that without creating any other unintended consequences, which sometimes happens. Let's have a look here. Let's unfold. Ooh. Okay, that's not the result I expected. Despite the texture it's giving, I don't think it's actually digging the grass up. Voyage of discovery here. This is not an experience I have had. Well, the state it's gone back to has taken more than a growth stage. Maybe. It definitely looks like it's gone back. Yeah, it is. I don't know that I want to do that. Because, it was less of an issue here. It just means longer until we can cut them. It would be a bigger problem in the fields where I was planning to crop them, but these I'm planning to leave as grass fields, so yep, it is definitely taking it back. All it'll really do is slow us down a month, but realistically, we're probably not going to get all of the grass caught and collected in a single month anyway. So what I'm thinking is I might as well I'll do this whole field. And that way we'll learn what it's actually done in due course. But I think you're absolutely correct. It's taken us back. We've got some hay bales over there we need to collect. We don't own these fields. That was the fields Penny was just about to buy before Paul's fiasco, so they're the first expansion we want to get, so that because I'm pretty sure that's a silage clamp on the end, and that just gives us a second one, which creates a bit more flexibility. And then we'll just put one in at John's farm as well. It's one thing, it's easy to see where you've gone. It's just alarming because it doesn't look like it's gone back a stage. It looks like it's gone back. Normally you've got that sort of wet grass, no growth grass look. This looks like it's gone back to actually planted, just seeded. Dumping a fair bit of nitrogen on, that's for sure. Given that these are loam fields, maybe we should be cropping them rather than grassing them at some point. Survey the countryside. We might do just before we fill up again is just go and see what a load of silage actually brings in. In terms of crops to plant in John's farm, he's already got some wheat in. So the plans to put in sunflowers, sugar beet and corn. We'll do a couple of fields of corn. Because that'll give us all the ingredients for the pigs. The fundamental rationale there is that he's got carrying capacity potentially for over 1,000 pigs. So 1,000 pigs fully developed is worth $1 million, which makes a big hole in there in the aggregate debt. So if they sort of concentrate on that, it's a pretty clear direction to aim for, and then keep the sugar mill running at capacity and the cows, grow the cow herd out, it shouldn't take more than a couple of years to break the back of the debt while still being able to grow. And that's setting aside Ringo's ability to use the equipment they've got to do some good contracts for cash flow and the like. So that's their go forward plan. Almost done here. It really is weird. I've never seen something take it back that way before, but we'll see what happens when we go into Feb. 2,000, so it'll be another tank to finish this off by the looks. Watery winter sun up the top of the hill. We should be able to see clearly on the map. There you go. You see, it's... I'm not sure that it is taking it back a growth stage. I think it's wiping it out completely. Because that's looking very much like... Well, it's not even showing as seed bed. Yep, it's taking it back to cultivated. Is that piece of equipment? Maybe I've not got the piece of equipment I think I've got. Maybe it is a cultivator that gives you a I reckon it's a cultivator that gives you a fertilized state. And I reckon when I've taken it, I've only read the first part and thought, oh yeah, that's a distributor. If I look at the ground on foot though, it tells me there's weeds growing in some spots. No. See, when I first looked at it, see, there it says grass, but I reckon it's picking up over there, because as soon as I come out to an area where I've done far more, it's just got weeds, which is what you'd expect for cultivated. And certainly that's pretty damning, the fact that I turn off growing, I just get cultivated state. Yep. Oh well. We scored this field. It'll be a good seed bed. But now we know that I mean, if I look closely at the device, it kind of makes sense, but I didn't look that closely at it. I saw the hoses and thought, oh yeah, fair enough. It does what I expect. It's just a dripper. I'd never used it before. So we will have to investigate how to... I'll finish doing this field now that I've done that. But you live and learn. It wasn't what I expected. Can't expect the Putney kids to read a manual. It's in German. I'll blame Paul. It was on his farm. Goodness only knows why he bought it. Let's leave that there for the moment. And somewhere over here... we should have a heap of trucks. Right. Let's... what are we going to do with the water tanker? We've got a little bit of silage. Oh, that's right. We've got to send that... his van out to get the header trailer. Look, oh no, that's got a header trailer. So I wonder what that... it's bizarre. Where do we want to take silage to sell? Consult the Oracle, Mr. Haythornwaite, and he says sell silage. This might be an interesting experiment. The only reason I'm looking is I'm just curious. There's not much in it. Oh, we can go to the BGA. Why not? Because you turned yourself off. That's better. $30,000 litres, right. Click the value at also. Did I not read? Thank you. That was the button that I knew there was one somewhere. I just didn't read far enough down the screen. Thank you. Now we want you to go to BGA. You drive up there quickly. And we will send Ringo's vehicle to get that other some of that other stuff. You've got silage, which we'll put into the feed mixer. Actually, what we might do with this trailer is see what happens. Now I've got to zoom out again. With John's prime mover, the Scania that we haven't used. No, sorry, the Volvo, I should say. Just being a shorter wheelbase, this might work better with that other trailer. Just because of the position of the hitch. And we can experiment. You want to go to wrong one. Optimus's garden, Ringo's farm. Thank you. You're gonna get into trouble, but let's drop you down at the pigs first. Got 18,004. That's actually a good sized load on here. I suspect I've got to turn the trailer limits back on. But if we run around and put 5,000 in each for the minute, given that we're only running 3. I know we're running 4, aren't we? Don't want it in that one. I want it in the back one. Okay. Just got to remember to turn a fraction wider there. That's better. Now let's see. Now that's going with the pigs, so that one's full, that one's getting close, that one's not looking bad. Right, so the pigs will be fine for a little bit. We can send you back down. I don't think I've got a route out from the bottom here, but we'll send you back down to get another load. Just get that Prime Minister move into a position where he can move. Let's now head up to our silage. The BGA, where is he? Come on. Where have you gone? The other two guys going down there. Where has... Oh, he's there. Oh, and he unloaded. How about that? It works. It's a miracle. So what I just missed was the end of the sale. Where are we here? Dollars. January income. Should be the only income we've had. Harvest income, $10,000. Okay, that works. I did sell some, we sold some milk last month, so. Right, well, I think that's where we'll leave it, folks. Excellent timing, John. I am going as well. Thank you, everybody, very much for watching. We are making good progress as we start to get things a little bit better organised, and we put the faffing about of the multiple farms behind us. Now we can get these operations to really show us what they've got. I cannot stream on Monday night of next week, so the next stream will be 1 week from now. So until then, everybody have fun, stay safe, and I will do my best to get the yard to sell the sugar down at the train sorted out between now and the best stream. So see you, if it's convenient for you all, next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.